Hey, what's up?
This is the not pilot episode of Two Virgos and a Mic. Brand new podcast. It's not really brand new.
It's not really brand new. We had a somewhat of a hiatus. I don't know. Did we just both get lazy? Or just like I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
We was
and
it was hot in
COVID.
the station.
And the pandemic kicked in.
Yeah.
And that gave us like a 2-year little break to reevaluate and reconstruction and reconfigure this thing. Two Virgos and a Mic. You might wonder where that name comes from. The name comes from we are two Virgos.
That's right.
And
both comedians.
Yeah, both comedians, and we come from very different backgrounds. However,
we have similar views.
We find ourselves here as two Virgo men that have really interesting takes on everything in life, relationships, politics, pop culture, entertainment, all of that good stuff.
And the Virgo sensibility to be like brutally and totally honest.
Yeah.
Is, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's an interesting thing, you know, to have. Like, being a Virgo, you're able to kind of foresee things before people see them. Like,
some of the famous, a couple of famous Virgos that come to mind: Michael Jackson, Tyler Perry,
yes,
Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle,
Beyonce.
And if you think about these people and
Beyonce,
the traits that these people display and the personality characteristics, you can tell why. I think, and I'm really not a zodiac person. Like, I'm not into astrology.
Yeah.
I don't study this. I'm not a guru in it.
Right.
But it is definitely, out of all the zodiac signs, Virgos are probably the most intriguing. And more people are interested and have more opinions. You can Google Virgo anything and find like literally hundreds of different categories of how people talk about Virgo.
And I believe we make up the most serial killers too.
This is true. I just validated that when I looked it up a couple weeks ago. Most serial killers are Virgos.
Wow, that is.
What kind of man is a Virgo? Let's talk about that real quick. Now, the first thing that came up when I Googled this, a Virgo man is very hardworking, intelligent, and adventurous. Virgo man traits include rational thinking, problem solving, and again, being adventurous. They are very calculative, yet somehow follow their heart in different scenarios. They have very strong intuitive skills and thus can find deceitful people easily. How true is that?
That is very true.
That is very true.
But sometimes all of those characteristics that you name, some of that can be to our own detriment, because you could be such a perfectionist as a Virgo that you can get paralyzed in imperfection and you don't end up executing or doing anything. So you have to get out of your way sometimes.
Right. We overthink.
Y'all a lot.
Which is the reason why this podcast is just kicking off after two years after we came up with the idea.
Right.
Because we overthink.
You just said, let's just do it.
And when we sat down, when we talked about it, I said, okay, so what do you want the direction of this podcast to be, or what do you want the focus of this podcast? You said nothing, no focus, no direction. It's just us talking about the stuff that we talk about. And the one thing we're not going to do, and as a living, I'm a radio personality,
right,
on a morning show, on the Rick Smiley morning show. So one thing we're not going to do is what I do on there, which is talk about stuff that I care nothing about every single day.
No, it gotta be.
I don't talk
like.
I don't care about. No, I mean, I don't have to fake it. Like, right. I had to fake it in my day job. I had to fake like I care.
Right.
I had to fake like I care about these stories we talk about. Some of them are interesting. I don't like the celebrity stuff. Like, one thing I never want to do, and I see this on some part, I never want to interview a celebrity.
No.
I'm so not interested in celebrities.
No, I don't.
The least interesting people I've ever met in my life are celebrities.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at something the other day, and these are the people that are overlooked. And I just want to give a special shout out right now to all the FedEx, UPS, and Amazon workers, man.
My daughter works at FedEx.
Well, man, shout out to your daughter, man.
Why?
Because these are the people that are making life so much easier, dude.
You ain't never lied.
You know what I mean? Like when I was sitting in the house, man, I ordered like a rug and like a love seat or something. I hit the button, and it showed up at my door, bro.
Amazon is beautiful. I'm glad Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world.
Doesn't he deserve it?
He deserves it.
He deserves every nickel of that.
But because when you come up with an idea that says, hey, man, I'm going to give people the ability to go online, order something, and have it sitting in front of them within 2 days.
But it's not just that. It's just his whole journey, dude. Like, you know, Amazon wasn't making money in the beginning. Matter of fact, he was bleeding money in the 90s. He was one of the only .coms to...
When did he start it?
He started this in the 90s, bro.
Didn't him and some other dude or him and his wife or whatever started out of their garage?
Yeah, they started out of their garage.
Yeah.
They were just selling books, like online books, bro. They was
but at that time, nobody was shipping stuff.
Everybody looked at dude like, what do you mean you're going to do? So he was a venture capitalist, like a hedge fund guy.
So was he already kind of wealthy when he started?
Yeah,
I thought he was.
He worked at
not really wealthy when he started, or was he
no,
already?
No, he was good. He worked at what's the name of that hedge fund place? Let me look that up.
I don't know nothing about hedge funds. Here's another difference. He went to college. I didn't. I don't know what a hedge fund. I used to think hedge fund had something to do with landscaping. I had no idea what a hedge fund was. I promise you. I'm not even trying to be funny.
He worked at a big. Let me look. It was a big company, and most people are millionaires at this company. You know, a lot of guys in New York, they push numbers.
See, I read something totally different. I thought that he started off from like humble beginnings, like he pulled it out of the mud.
I mean, he did pull this out of the mud because he left being comfortable
and started a company from scratch.
Let me see. Out of Albuquerque, there's a Princeton.
I keep flicking my nose. It's almost like. But I got a random hair that's in my nose that's like tickling my nose.
Yeah, this man got a degree. Oh, I'm sorry about your nose hair.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happens when you get older.
Yeah, you get old, man. You get them random hair. I got a
Wall.
random one that's tickling my nose. I can't do
Well,
nothing
you got
about
to
it.
get you a.
I know.
Thing. He worked on Wall Street in a variety of related fields from 1986 to 94. And then he started an online.
Because he was kind of young when he started Amazon, right?
Yeah,
wasn't he like in his 40s?
Relatively, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dude, he left that. He just said, "Yo, I'm leaving."
He made better
was
decisions with his life than I did.
They told him he was crazy. They said, "You crazy? You gonna leave this good job?"
And what's his net worth now?
Working at this hedge fund to go start a book company.
Let me see. Jeff Bezos' net worth. What's Bezos' net worth? What do you think it is?
Oh God, like
250? No, he's not at 250 million, is he?
Billion, bro. What you mean?
Billion. Yeah. Is he over that?
He might be.
Let me see.
Dude.
Jeff Bezos net worth. Okay, what's your net worth, sir? Let me see. How much does he earn in one day? Let's see.
He said there was a 70% chance that Amazon would have failed or gone bankrupt.
He makes 250 million per day. What?
Yeah, that sound right.
250 million per day. 250 million per day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
And he deserves every nickel.
That don't even seem right. That many people ordering stuff off Amazon?
What you think? Amazon, you know the thing about Amazon, and understand what Amazon is. Amazon is more so a platform, a third-party platform for people to operate in a retail space. Okay. So, people, typically you were used to people building brick and mortar stores.
Right.
Now you can basically just whatever stuff you get, order it from China, set you up a digital store, and Amazon warehouse it, ship it out, do whatever for a fee. And that's a beautiful thing because it's enabled people to be able to compete. And I just think a lot of people with brick and mortar stores, you just setting yourself. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, I'm no longer interested in that. Bezos he's that guy. He's that dude. He did his thing. Yeah. Here's what I want to talk about. This is a story I saw the other day, and I found it kind of interesting. A young lady, I don't think people really understand, like, I don't think people really understand relationships now.
Mm.
Like, people are really just clueless when it comes to, like, did you see the story here recently about the guy who was very angry because apparently he flew a young lady out to meet him for the weekend. He said he spent $5,000 on this whole weekend excursion between flights and hotel and dinners and all that. Mm-hmm. And he got very upset when she let him know that she was not trying to do anything with him. And he was very upset. He went online. He posted about it. And I just feel like, to quote the great T.K. Kirkland, who raised these niggas? Like, bro, who does that? She said something about Spirit Air. And I said, okay, wait. I said, now this story is starting to have some cracks in it. Because if he flew her out on Spirit, I don't care where you flew her from and where you flew her to, you ain't spend $5,000.
No, not on Spirit.
You could literally fill a plane of passengers on Spirit and not spend $5,000.
Matter of fact, even if you bought her the ticket on Spirit, she had to pay to carry her carry-on on there.
Yeah, there you go. See? Know what I'm saying? Been talking to her on Instagram for months. Say he is going viral for kicking a woman out of his hotel room when she refused to give it up after he paid $5,000 to fly her out. Why would you not have this already? Well, first of all, why would you not have a clear understanding that this is what's happening?
Well, the $5,000, what was that? What was
He's trying to say that everything, the cumulative amount of money he spent to pull this weekend together added up to $5,000. And so he was very upset.
So at what point did he kick her out? Was it like the last day?
I guess it was the third day. I guess it was, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I guess it was the third day. He still hadn't got it. It would have been much cheaper to just find somebody who would satisfy his desire for a couple $100.
Went to the strip club.
Yeah,
what's the strip club? 140?
No. Oh no, you ain't been in a while, huh? Oh no. I worked at a strip club for 5 years.
What is it?
Oh, they want on average, if you're gonna tap a stripper, you looking at covering the amount of money that she's saying she would have made that night. So if she's saying, look, I average about.
Hold on. I don't need you for the night. I just need you.
No. If she's saying, look, in order for me to leave here, I got to pay the club to leave. She got to tip out the club to leave, and she got to because that's not something they really are allowed to do. So I got to tip out the club to leave early.
Yeah.
Or if I'm waiting till the thing is over with, you're gonna pay me for the amount of money I would have made. So if she's saying I would have made $1,500 tonight, or I would have made $2,500 tonight, you need to match that. Give me $2,500, we can ride out. You know how bad you gotta want something to give somebody $2,500?
That's to go to the VIP room. Is $2,500?
Man, that VIP shit that don't work like that no more. Ain't nothing going down in that VIP, but you just getting close up attention. You might.
That's it.
A nipple might brush your nose or something like that. You ain't get. Let me tell you something,
sure?
Bro. I worked in there for 5 years. I was intimately talking to these strippers. It depends on what dude you are too. Now, it depends on what dude you are. It depends on what dude you are. Now, if you that dude, you can pull it off. If you ain't that dude, you gonna be this dude that's mad that you spent $5,000 and didn't get nothing.
Man,
but it depends. If you that dude,
VIP room and I'm getting iced.
Yeah, you just gotta be that dude. Like if you that dude, you know
that would cause a problem.
You can pull it off.
Like
your boy Kanye West this week, man. He made a post on Instagram, and I'm only bringing up Kanye because that's your dude.
I love Kanye.
You a Chicago guy.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are pretty much in that same, age. Y'all have mutual. Y'all have mutual, and y'all know people. Yeah. So you're a big Kanye West guy. Yeah. So Kim Kardashian was able to get him to delete the post that he made about Skeet. He posted on his Instagram when Pete and her broke up that Skeet Davidson dead at age 28.
That's just Kanye being Kanye, bro.
Yeah, man. And now Pete Davidson said that he's in trauma therapy from the incessant online bullying that he received from Kanye.
This, dude, you a comedian too, Pete.
Yeah, come on.
You got to be able to take a joke, bro.
How you in trauma? What is trauma therapy? What is this?
You a comic, but I can understand it's Kanye. That'll be like Michael Jackson saying something about you in the 80s.
But who's more traumatized, man? Who's more like I would be more traumatized if me and my wife broke up and some other dude that's known for being a stick man in Hollywood, and you know what a stick man is.
Yeah.
And he's known for having an impressive stick. And I know that he been with my wife for the last 9 months, putting in work.
That's true.
Who is? I would be more in need of therapy than him.
Yeah,
because he been winning.
That's a valid point.
Even though they broke up, Pete Davidson been winning.
Yeah, but
and he's saying that it's the incessant bullying from Kanye West that has put him into trauma therapy. Man, get out of here.
So you think Pete is more bullying Kanye because he put the stick on her?
I think Kanye was bullied. Because now people are speculating, are they going to get back together? Look, let me tell you something. After 9 months of you being incessantly
I think he is.
Tap danced on and pounded by Pete, another dude, I don't want you back.
But I think Kanye will get back with her more so for the family. More so
I can't.
For the kids.
Bro. If you this your wife we talking about that you have children with. Y'all split for 9 months and you know she's with this other dude for 9 months. And you know that for this other dude, this is the new.
But do you
and you know how it goes with the new.
But do you see
it's 2-3 times a day, bro.
Do you see how unpopular it will probably be for him to get back with her? Well, that's how Kanye moves. He's going to move in unpopular territory to get the attention. That's how this works. He's going to get back with her.
My ego would not allow me.
And then it's going to set it up so then women could be like, Kanye got back with his girl. Y'all need to, he put his masculine toxicity down. He forgave her or whatever. And they were broke up. Like I'm telling you, he's going to get back with her, dog.
I can't do it.
I can see it. But that's how he moves. He moves like that. He's going to piss you off and piss you off again. But it's more so for the attention.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's more so for the attention, dude.
Okay, so I was looking at some of these traits, some of these things people say about Virgos, right? Mm-hmm. And this is always interesting to me, how people look at Virgo men. I mean, this woman says, I don't date Virgo men. Stay far away. They are the worst ones.
Why they worse? What's wrong with us? What are we?
Earth signs should not be together, and Virgo men should only date each other. Nobody else deserves this shit. I think my wife would agree that. I think my wife would agree that if she had her druthers, if she was being totally honest, we had this conversation the other day, because when I met my wife 28 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. When I met her, I was kicking it with another chick that I didn't know was one of her high school classmates. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of like, cool. I didn't know that she knew it because I had just met her. Mm-hmm. So when I met her, I stopped kicking it with the other chick, right? Because I said, okay, well now, okay, yeah, this like it's going in a different direction. All it was the other chick hadn't broke me off. So I was already kind of tired of her because we had kicked it like 2-3 weeks and she hadn't broke me off. And at that time in my life, that was a no-no. I wasn't waiting a month to, So she put it off. She didn't, put nothing on the table. So I started dating my wife. And I told my wife the other day, I said, think about it. When I was kicking it with that other girl who was your friend, I said, just imagine. You won. I said, you won in this situation. Look at this. 28 years later, you won. She said, I really? She said, I won? I said, yeah. I said, I think if you would have talked to her and y'all would have looked, you would be like, look at your life, like you won. She said, get her on the phone.
What is her friend doing now?
I don't know. She not married. Oh.
What if Oprah would have been married to like an NFL player or some big time person?
Then she would have won. She would have won. No, but she honestly told me, she said, no, I don't. She said, really? She said, I won because I got beautiful kids out of the deal, but that's about, I don't think I won. I said, no, I think you won. I said, you won. I said, you came up, whether you believe it or not. I said, you came up. You got the prize.
So many. It's a lot of single sisters, man. Yeah. But what is it about, like, everybody, all these women getting their body done, but they're not able to get a husband?
Because the kind of dudes that you attract when you get your body done ain't husband-type dudes. You attract dudes who...
So what, like, women is getting their body done, what are their...
You attract dudes that want to hit.
Is it their aim to just is their aim to get a man?
We talked about that on the air this morning. We talked about the girls who, are going through all these extreme means of getting, the butts and the tits and the waists, took in and all of that. Whether it's a thing of just, are they doing it to improve their own self-esteem, or are they doing it because that's what men like? I think some men like looking at that, but that ain't the chick. If you look at some of them chicks, like I saw one of them chicks last night. I was at Atlantic Station, and as I pulled up, this chick was pulling up at the same time in the valet parking. And she had on a fitted dress, and her body was so disproportionately, like her butt, a child could have stood under it for shade. That's how far it was sticking out. And it was, the angle of it was just she looked ridiculous.
Was she by herself?
Of course she was by herself. Of course she was by herself.
And then you see, like on Instagram, you see all the women looking good. I guess maybe they don't want to show who they with or something.
Because you've worked in not corporate America, but as a pharmacist, you worked in situations where you've been, like let's say, okay, you go to, you a Kappa. Let's say you go to a fraternity event or alumni event. Mm-hmm. Bruh, you don't want to roll up in there with your woman looking like one of these chicks. You feel some kind of way rolling up in there if your woman was like snatched and the ant booty and
why you say that?
Man, because that's embarrassing, dude. It don't look good. It don't look good. You don't want to roll up in a professional situation with a chick that look like that. Very few of them look good.
Bernice Burgos.
I'm not a Bernice Burgos fan.
She looks amazing.
Really?
What? Bernice Burgos looks amazing.
Pull up a picture of her. Pull up a picture of her. Me? I know she cute in the face, but is she disproportionate at the bottom?
No.
So she don't have the ant booty.
No, bro,
see, but when you got the ant booty, when you got the diaper booty, it don't look good. I'm sorry, I'm not into that. Little booties matter, man. I don't mind little booties. Little booties matter.
Look at that.
Let me see. All right, let me see her body. Okay, that's the best picture you can find of her. Give me another picture, because I can't really see her. I can't really see the contour of her body on there. She don't look bad, but she like a thought. Like, if I saw her, I'm not thinking, oh, yeah, I want to have kids with that. I don't want to have kids with her. So I look at her, I see rental car.
You like more regular build?
When I look at her, I see rental car.
So
I want to enjoy it for the weekend and turn it back in on Monday.
You're more trusting of like a regular build?
Yes.
A regular body?
Because I feel like any woman who goes to those extremes to adjust her body to some abnormal superhuman type proportions, I feel like your motives aren't pure in relationships. I feel like you're seeking something. You're doing that because you're trying to attract or catch something other than something genuine.
Now I want to play devil's advocate because I know when women hear that, they get upset. I'm not doing that for no man. I'm just doing it for me. This is about me.
You lying.
It ain't about no man.
You lying.
Who do you think this is?
You're lying. You're a lying whore. You're lying. You're doing it for men's attention. You ain't doing it to get other women's attention. I look at that as no different than the girls who wear them big eagle wing eyelashes. Any chick who does the most.
What man been turned on by that?
What man's been turned on by? What?
By them big eyelashes.
I don't know. I don't know who told these women that dudes like that. I just saw a situation the other day where a girl had them things on, young girl. And I was just like, I felt sad. I felt bad for her because I'm like, you have no idea the image you putting out here in the world. Like, you look ridiculous. You look. I don't know what the male equivalent of that would be, but you look ridiculous.
Devil's advocate again. They're gonna say that I'm doing this for me. It don't matter what you think. You do what you want to do for you.
I don't know. I look at dudes like you ever see a dude that's wearing like a Gucci outfit, but he got on a Gucci hat, a Gucci bag, a Gucci t-shirts, a Gucci belts, a Gucci pants, Gucci shoe.
Yeah,
like,
that's
bruh,
too much. Yeah,
that's the equivalent of the bird eyelashes.
Woo,
like,
bruh.
dog, you doing, even if it's all genuine,
Gucci down.
you doing
Man,
way
get your ass
too
outta here.
much.
Yeah.
That was cool when I was in high school. If you rock polo or what was the other one? It was polo and it was another one. When I was in high school. But if you rock like a polo hat, a polo shirt, some polo shorts, and them little polo sneaks,
Yeah.
you was that nigga. Like for real.
fly.
Like you was that dude. Now I never had that.
And what high school did you go to?
It don't matter.
What's the name of the high school?
Columbia.
Is it still?
Yes, it's
Matter of
still.
fact,
What
you
you
booked
mean?
me to
Nigga,
do
act
a
like I went to
show
high
there
school in the
one
1800s.
You
Of
booked
course.
me to do a show there one time.
Oh, that shit was horrible.
He booked me to do
Oh
a
my
show
God.
in the
We
high
did.
school
We did do that.
gymnasium.
In the high and how many people
It
was in
was
there?
a horror
About
show.
30 people.
Yeah, man.
It was hard. We got to talk about that. Like gigs from hell.
How did you
Gigs
feel about
from
that? Because
hell.
You saw people that was still working there after you graduated.
Yeah, man.
And they just looking at you running around this gym with a
Just
mic like,
gigs from hell. Like
this
like
is the
okay.
best you could do, huh?
Okay. Complete left turn here. Now we both comedians of
Yeah.
over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
What is your hell gig? What is your top 3 hell gigs that you can remember doing? Your top 3 hell gigs,
One.
and they could be hell for whatever reason.
One gig. Dog, I remember Nard was hosting this room. I think it was called Charlie's Place or something like that.
What kind of place was it? Set it up. Was it a
It
sports
was a
bar?
It was a bar and grill.
So it's bar and grill. Okay.
And so Nard's like, yeah, man, we got to do the show. And it was like just 2 people there, bro. It was literally a couple. It was a man and a woman sitting at a table.
Right.
And he said, man, we still got to do the show.
Right.
And I stood there with a microphone
Right.
and performed for 2 people.
But that's not really a hell gig. That's
That is terrible.
well, okay.
That is terrible.
Let me tell you what a hell gig is. A hell gig, I got booked to do a wedding reception for an African couple, and I'm not putting the racial component on this. I'm just setting it up. It was an African wedding. Okay, they had the reception in I think it was a Comfort Inn. I want to say it was a Comfort Inn. It was a Condo Lodge. One of them.
Okay.
In South Atlanta, one of them 2-story hotels. And the reception was in one of the banquet rooms, not a ballroom, a banquet room. It's important you understand the difference between a ballroom and a banquet room. Banquet room means there's room for some tables, some chairs, and about 60 people. And they had every table and every chair filled up. I go into the banquet room. They had seen somebody had seen me at the comedy club and booked me to do this. It was $150, I remember. And I go in there and I said, okay, so where am I performing? I'm thinking they had a ballroom somewhere. They said, no, you're gonna do it in here. I'm looking around. It's a packed room. I said, where am I gonna do this at? They found a corner for me behind the serving table. I'm behind the serving table, and there was a microphone plugged into a boombox.
Well, here I got another. I did a college.
No, they wanted me to do 45 minutes. And I'm talking, half of the room didn't speak good English. The other half had no idea why I was there or what I was doing. They neglected to tell the people we got a comedian.
Did you ever go, who is this?
Nobody.
Why is he doing this?
Nobody introduced
talking. What
Nobody
is this?
introduced me. They just said, just start. I said, what the fuck? I said, just start.
He is the comedian.
It was horrible, but I
Okay.
needed that 150.
Well, I did a college one time, dude, and I get to the college. I think this was up in Michigan or something like that. I get to the college, man. I'm sitting in the cafeteria. It might have been 15 kids in the cafeteria. The person that was over the show, I say, y'all just let me know when we gonna start. I'll be here. They said, okay, cool. And I said, where we doing it at? They said, "Oh, we doing it right here."
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean right here?"
Yeah.
Right here.
Like right where you standing right now.
Right here.
Like you on the stage right now.
I see these little kids. I don't know if they from the door. They hand me a mic, and I say, "You got to be kidding me, right?" So, dude, I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know how this is gonna go." And let me tell you what saved me. There was a little person, a midget, who worked in the cafeteria.
Can't say midget. Even though that's one of the greatest words in the history of the American of the English language.
There was a little person that worked in the cafeteria, and for whatever reason, he had his little chef outfit on, and he walked past with a tray. He walked past with some food, and I said, "Look at my God! My God has helped me." And that was it. That was it. When he walked by, I just acted him out walking by and his life as a cook. And I was like, how does he get up to the counter? I just went in, dude. It saved me, dude.
I've had so many hell gigs. I had one where I was, again, at my high school, my alma mater. I was booked to do the intermission entertainment of they were doing a fashion show, and they wanted me to come up as alumni from the school, as the third, one of the people who had graduated from there that was somewhat famous. I was already on the radio, and so they had me come up there, and it was a bunch of 11th and 12th graders in the audience, all the upperclassmen, and we were in the auditorium, and it was probably 400 kids in there, 400 kids in there. Here's my introduction. Hey, y'all, we got a comedian that graduated from our school, one of the big name comedians that graduated from our school, and people started clapping. People started roaring. You know why? Because you know who else graduated from our school? Chris Tucker.
Oh,
yeah. They said, but it's not Chris Tucker. This was my intro. Yeah, one of the famous comedians that graduated from our school, but it's not Chris Tucker. And them cheers and claps all of a sudden started dwindling. It came to a screeching halt.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's comedian Special K.
Oh.
And the room fell dead silent.
Oh. Did you
and
get him back?
I came out and I started, and it was just quiet. Dude, first of all, I'm a man in my 30s, late 30s, early 40s, talking to a group of 16 and 17-year-olds. They had no interest in where I was going with nothing. Oh. It was bad. They started heckling. Yeah, when they started heckling, I started roasting. I started wishing everything bad on them. None of y'all lives is going to turn out to be.
Did that say
it did, because one kid in particular who was like the lead heckler, me and him just got into a back and forth. Uh-huh. And I just went back and forth with him. I only had to do like 15 minutes. I went back and forth with him. I got me a few laughs out of it. I exited, stage left, and I'm just like, man. I did a show in the living room one time, in this girl's living room. It was a Christmas party show. It was supposed to be an office party, but the place she had booked to do the office party kind of fell through, and then she was gonna do it at the the leasing. What do you call that when you live in an apartment complex and you got like the club room? She was gonna do it in the club, then that fell through. So she said, "Well, just come to my apartment." So I came to her apartment. It was me and it was her and 6 of her coworkers. I'm standing there in front of the fireplace in her 2-bedroom apartment, standing in front of her fireplace doing jokes.
Oh my God!
I think it was $125. I got paid for that.
Who else was there?
Me. It was just me.
And her?
Standing there looking like an idiot. It was me and her and 6 of her coworkers. They sitting on the couch and on the chair watching me stand in front of the fireplace, degrade myself for $125.
I was thinking about that. I was like,
and then she gave me a check.
How bad would it be if I booked the comic just to come to my yard, just to perform me, my wife, and Princeton? And we just sit there, and I'm like, yo, man, I need 45, baby.
And the sad part about it is there's comics who would take that gig.
Do that.
Comedians literally would do anything.
But look, I'm going to have a mic too, and if you bomb, I'm be like, dude, listen.
This might be the only profession.
I'll be like, yo, dude, come on, can you redo that joke?
Like, people think prostitutes have no standard. Comedians have literally.
I guess the roughest.
I could literally book a comedian right now to do. I could book a comedian to come perform in my garage.
You
If I in a city like Atlanta, if I say, look, I got $200, come perform in my garage.
Anywhere.
I'm gonna gather like 6 of my neighbors. They're gonna come around. I just need you to perform in my garage. You're not gonna have no microphone. You're just gonna perform. I guarantee you they come.
They'll come.
They'll come.
Boy, I went over a friend of mine's house, right, in Chicago, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we had a comic come perform for my grandmama's birthday, for his mom's birthday or whatever." So I'm downstairs in his house. I see this little Fisher Price mic, a Fisher Price mic.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What's that mic for?" "Oh, that's the mic the comic used." I said, "Boy," let me tell you something. I would have cussed y'all ass out, got in my car and drove off, bro. Like, no, for real. I'd be like, nah, man, I don't know, like, I want to have empathy for people. So I just want to say this, people. If you go book a comic, at least have decent lighting and a damn microphone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, at least have an actual venue. Have an actual venue, because what is it about being a comedian that makes you feel like it's okay to degrade yourself? Like what part of our makeup is that where you feel like I think you feel like I deserve this humiliation.
I think a lot of comedians listen to old school horror stories, and I get it. I'm not knocking anybody's struggle or their journey, but I think some comics embrace, like, Steve Harvey had lived in his car, he was homeless. But then you have guys who, you should never embrace anybody else's story. So if you don't feel comfortable living like that, you need to do something about it. And you can't expect that you're going to live in the car, be homeless, and you just had this expectation that you're going to blow up or something.
Well, I think it's a word for that, and I can't think of what that word is right now. But I think that embracing the struggle part of the starving artist's story is what some artists feel like
they're supposed to.
Like you need to embrace that part of it in order to appreciate the other side. I mean, the game done changed now to where that's not really.
I mean
but you got to have some personal integrity at some point.
So much, dude. Like, you don't even, this new game of comedy, bro. I don't even know if bar and grills are necessary at this point anymore.
I mean, I think you do it just because, just like this week. Like, I haven't been on stage in probably 3 months going on since I was hosting the music, the concert, the Babyface Kim thing. I haven't been on stage since then because I just haven't been able to get the energy up to go out and do a bar and grill type situation, or even make, pop up and do a guest spot at one of the comedy clubs. Because I just, for some reason, mentally, I'm just not there. I'm just not there. Even just to say, hey man, I need to get out and work this muscle. I need to get out and, throw some material out there and just, work this muscle.
Do you feel like just working out? It seems like over the years, the funnier you are and the more clever your bits and stuff are, it's having a lower rate of return. Because the bottom line for a comic, to be a comic, a touring comic, is to sell tickets and shit. And that's all the industry seems to care about.
Yeah, like I would love to be on a tour. I would love to be I would love to say, okay, this weekend I'm here, next weekend I'm there, next weekend I'm there, next weekend. But just doing these little spot dates here and there is mentally challenging. It's challenging me emotionally and mentally.
Do you just not feel like you going anywhere doing it?
Yeah, like I got a couple of
feel like it's a return.
Like I got a couple of gigs coming up, paying pretty decent money, but I'm just like.
So let's go back to.
I want to be a part of something.
Let's go back to when you started comedy. Why were you excited to do those hole in the walls and bar and grills when you first started?
Because I really felt like I was becoming a real comedian.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was becoming a real comedian. I was actually trying material. I was testing this, testing that, feeling this, feeling, and it was still exciting.
Right.
To go into these environments and be able to pull some laughs out of these people.
Right.
In these environments. Because really, you were really getting it out the mud then.
Oh, and then too, like back then, you pretty much got booked off of just how funny you are. Name,
Right.
your name would travel.
Right.
Comedians would know each other, not by face, but by their joke, which is interesting. But now it just seems that the magic, the covers have been pulled off of comedy. Everybody can see how the sausage is made primarily, and it's just not as.
Yeah, because everything's online. Everything's
Yeah.
on like.
Yeah, it's just a different day, man.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think social media, and it started with MySpace, but in my opinion, social media has somewhat ruined the entertainment business because now everybody's famous, everybody's a celebrity, and it has watered down real fame and real celebrity.
So
Like Denzel Washington is real famous. Angela Bassett is real famous. Patti LaBelle is real famous. But now you got people from social media that are also famous. But it's not the same famous.
no,
It's not the same famous.
Not really. It's just
American Idol made people that shouldn't have been famous.
But it's relative. It's just relative to the times. I mean, when you just get down to the bare bones basis of the business of entertainment, the business of entertainment is advertising. That's
Okay.
it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just advertising. So what's happened is social media has removed attention is like oil. Attention is a commodity.
Okay.
And what has happened is social media has caused that commodity to be less and less in supply. So social media has taken a lot of attention away from a movie, from a television show, from this, from that, and giving people like unlimited opportunities to entertain themselves or watch. But what happens is those advertisers are going to move to where the eyeballs are at. I mean, that's just the basis of this, man.
You're looking at it from a business standpoint, and I think this shows the gap. This shows the gap in our generations because we really are from a different generation. I'm 12, 13 years older than you, so we're from a different generation. You're looking at it from the business and commercialized standpoint. I'm looking at it from purely from an artistic standpoint. The fact that comedy has less impact now because is a lot of the shock factor is gone. It's hard to surprise people with comedy when you're doing stand up now. But also the fame factor has overridden the talent factor in a sense where people want to see famous people in whatever concept of fame they have.
True.
I'm not gonna name no names, but when you have somebody who is like a veteran pioneer of the game, like a George Wallace, okay, a veteran pioneer of the game that can't garner as much attention as somebody who has gained fame via social media. And I'm not shitting on the person who gained fame via social media.
Right.
I mean, you drive the vehicle that's in front of you to drive. But I'm saying that it's a different thing. It's a different thing.
It is. So in that point, all you can do is just pick up the phone and get busy as a comic.
I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm saying that it takes away some of the grind factor, like going out and grinding 3 or 4 nights a week doing stand up for me at this stage feels pointless because nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit that I was out Tuesday night at the Skull, Wednesday night at the Comedy Theater, Thursday night at the whatever.
But
nobody gives a shit.
What they will care about?
What?
If you eating cereal and spill it and it go viral. You cereal bowl man. You missed that cereal bowl, man. Like, that's pretty much what it is, man. I mean,
You
that's
lettuce
something-
head, like you,
Yeah,
like I'm on Instagram doing
that-
jokes
I
with
mean,
lettuce
that-
on my head, and they
that's
be
where
like,
it's
"Oh,
at
that's
that.
that lettuce man."
That's the game. So I just
Oh,
look at it now as being honestly easier than it's ever been. I would say. I think the shit is easier now. It's like
It might be, but what is the point? What is the point of it? Is your point to be great, or is your point to just generate money?
I mean, well, first
You
of
a
all,
whore for money.
I'm not a money whore. That's
Yes,
not
you are.
true.
You'll do anything for a dollar.
No, I would not.
Yes, you will.
My thing is,
You would be a guest star on P Valley.
so
Would you be a guest star on P Valley?
No.
Me and my wife had this conversation the other day. Look, so that dude who plays now, mind you, I've
are
only
y'all into it?
no, my wife is. I've only watched 4 episodes. I couldn't get into it.
Right.
It just was all over the place. It was too much. I just couldn't get into it.
Right.
But from what I've read, because I'm on the radio, so we got to talk about this stuff. So from what I've read and what I've heard is very explicit on the, LGBTQ, part of the situation. So, and the guy who plays one of the main characters supposedly is married with a wife and kids and all that. I'm telling my wife, there's no way in hell you can play a role like that is that explicit unless you have made some type of compromise or some type of deal in your mind. Like, there's no amount of money you could pay me to make me play a role like that. I'm a father. I got sons. I got daughters. I got friends. I got family.
And what
There's
is this
no
role?
way.
Who's in this role? What's the name of the
Lil Murder.
Lil Murder.
Lil Murder.
So he's like a gay rapper?
He's a rapper. He's like a gangster rapper. He's hard, but at the same time, he's like all the way in on the gay thing.
And he's out.
And he's playing, and they're doing explicit scenes where people are like, "Whoa, they are going there." And I'm like, and she's like, "Okay, but he's an actor." I'm like, no.
Maybe Will Smith blew up.
I'm
after
like, no.
6 degrees of separation.
Will Smith did one scene in 6 Degrees of Separation, which was a lot. But then there's been, speculation about Will Smith and what he really about.
Will open eagle wide.
Hey, but there's been speculation. But I can see Will Smith in that situation.
Legs up.
But this dude here is supposedly a straight up, hey man, this is my wife, these are my kids. Like, bro, you got to draw the line somewhere. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being gay. I'm saying, but if you are a straight man, you're not going to convince me that you can do something like that and not feel
doesn't that make the
weird.
acting better? If he is convincing, maybe he's a good actor.
No, man, I just,
maybe he's a great actor, man.
and he might be.
If he making you mad, or
He might be, but could you see? But you can't. But how do your wife reconcile with that? She just watched you.
When she getting that Benz, she don't care no more.
No, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just weird.
On there.
I guess I haven't seen the episodes because I haven't gotten that far into it. I haven't got that far into it, but
I was still intrigued watching the Queen's Men.
Yeah, that's interesting too. They haven't done a lot on there in terms of that. They haven't. Really, they haven't done anything on there in terms. Well, no, yeah, one dude did get raped.
Yeah, look, that show.
Yeah, one dude
that show
did get raped.
Looks like somebody. It's one of those shows. Like, just explain to me the last bad dream you had. That's what that shit look like. Man, I had this dream. I was running a strip club, and I running a club, and then this lady, she worked with me, and then I killed these deaf people, and then I went and got my sister out of jail. Like, it's just a dream. It's like, what is this?
I mean, I think it's a dramedy. There's a little element of, and now I gotta be honest. I'm friends with the star of the show.
Right.
She's my coworker and my friend, and
Right.
she's the star of the show. I think there's a little bit of dark humor written into and it's a Tyler Perry production.
Well, you
So
can't.
you already know.
It's horrible. You can't help but have. It's funny to watch the shit. It's terrible. Look, no knock
I think
to
it's entertaining.
evil. I don't want y'all to fall out.
No, we're not.
Shit is
I
just
think it's
what it is.
entertaining. I think it's entertaining. Is it Breaking Bad? No, it's not Breaking Bad. Most black shows ain't Breaking Bad.
I'm just gonna write.
But
a
I think
show
it's entertaining in a campy kind of way.
so
It's like they don't expect you to take this all the way seriously.
so look,
Because some of the scenarios are outlandish.
I mean, I kind of like when I'm bored. I love to watch horrible black ass shows. I love.
Now I do watch bad black
It's
movies. I
something
watch
cringy.
Tubi.
Yeah, it's just
I
like,
watched
this
a
is
movie on Tubi the other night that was
Yeah,
so
like
horrible.
We could do a show now called The Horrible Black Ass Show. And then I'm just like, were you sleeping with my woman, nigga? Like,
and then
it's just-
and
it's
then he
just-
looked directly into
that's
the
how-
camera.
Yeah, that's how it starts. And it's
Were you
just-
sleeping with my girl? Punk ass. Nigga. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that how that's how y'all rehearsed that?
And then one show it started off. The dude woke up and his wife didn't cook him no bacon or something. He's like, I told you I like my bacon hot. Ow! And then the kids come in the room. Look, the kids came in the room. Mama, you okay? And then she go, I'm all right. Y'all get ready for school. And then like this sad ass song start playing. And this, I'm like, man, what is this, bro? But it's like you can't stop watching it because it's almost like when you take a bad shit and you open the toilet, kind of stare at that shit like, man, I need to eat better. But the shit is intriguing because it looks bad. And you look at it for 5 extra seconds.
Okay,
But
that went in a weird direction. But anyway, I don't know that I've ever stared. No, we all stare at
look
shit.
at your shit.
Yeah, you do.
You gonna look at your shit.
Yeah, we do.
That's the only
We really
time
do.
Black men check their
We
health.
really do. Cause sometimes
You look at your shit like, man,
Yeah,
I gotta go to the doctor.
sometimes we be impressed.